In this video, I want to have a look at the range. So in our last video, we had a look at interpreting data by looking at the measures of center, so where the center of the data was. In this video, we want to start having a look at interpreting data by having a closer look at how spread out the data is. So how the data is distributed. There's three ways that we can measure how spread out the data is. We've got the range, which is what we're going to have a look at today. And then we've also got the interquartile range and the standard deviation, which we'll look at in other videos. So the range measures the distance between the highest score and the lowest score. So if we have a look at a few examples of that, we've got three data sets here, and for each one we're asked to calculate the range. So for our first one, our highest score there is 37 and our lowest score is 16. So our range is going to equal 37 minus 16, which will give us 21. In our next one, our highest score there is 46 and our lowest score is 11. So our range is going to be equal to 46 minus 11, which would give us 35. And in our last data set, we've got a highest score of 7.8 and a lowest score of 1.2. So our range is going to equal 7.8 minus 1.2, which will give us an answer of 6.6. Now, before we move on, there's a few things that we need to know. One of the advantages of the range is that it's really quick and really easy to calculate. So that's the advantage, but there's a couple of disadvantages. The first one is that we're only considering two scores. So we're only considering the very highest and the very lowest scores. So it's only looking at how spread out the extremes of our data is. It's not looking at how all of the data is spread out as a whole. So what that means is that the range can be really extremely affected by any outliers. Right, so it's a quick introduction to the range as a measure of spread.